Doesn't help you, does it? Doesn't give you everything you really need, does it? It doesn't really get you where you want to be in your life. Because there could be some great disappointments in your life because you put so much trust in people instead of trusting yourself.
Or focusing too much on your missed opportunities, or focusing too much on what disappointed you or who disappointed you. What you don't want to do is put so much energy into what happened that you miss out on what is happening.
Anytime you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't gonna like that shit. Those normal people, it makes them feel like shit, so they're gonna judge you.
The times are tough for all of us, but we've got to keep pushing forward. We must continue to fight the good fight. Do not feel that it's over. You've got a lot more work to do. Leave all of the distractions alone. Leave the naysayers alone. Because no matter how you look at it, those people that you feel that are against you, use it to your advantage. Let it be your fire. Let it be the ammunition. You need to show them all that you've got something that they have never seen before.
Trust in your own ideas. Being alone sometimes can make you strong. Doesn't necessarily make you a weak person, but it gives you time to rectify within yourself, to have some clarity, maybe even some closure in your life. Sure, you can hang out with people. Sure, you could be a part of people's lives, but make sure you keep the right company around you. Make sure you keep the right people in your life, because everybody that you think means something to you may not necessarily mean something to them.
You should be in such a zone that your mind is only programmed to look forward. You are not looking backwards. You are not looking to the right. You are not looking to the left. You gotta be focused. Once you get clear on what you want, you have to have the courage to chase it. At the end of the day, you can't let your disappointment stop your grind. Keep going. Disappointment hurts, but you have to be willing to stay committed through the pain.
You may be an obstacle in their way. So don't put all of your trust, don't put all of your eggs in a basket and think that that's all you need. You have to explore other things, other horizons. You have to understand that there's going to be a lot of challenges ahead of you, but you have to continue to press on. You have to continue to follow your own path. You have to continue to believe in your own ideas. You have to continue to believe in you. You don't need everybody to validate you. In fact, you don't need validation from anyone. Have you gotten to a position where you feel that every time you fall back, people are going to look at you less? Do you feel less of yourself because you don't fit the criteria what other people expect you to be? Or do you feel less of yourself because you don't have the certain expectations that people think you should have? It's okay to follow, but make sure you're following the right ideas, the right kind of people.
The people at the top of their game, they stay committed and they choose to keep going even when they encounter resistance. If you are pursuing something big, guess what? Opposition is coming. Difficulty is coming. Unexpected changes are coming. You can't control everything, but you can control your response to everything that happens in your life. And so if you are determined to keep going, you got to understand that your current challenge is just another hurdle for you to jump over. What you are up against is beneath you. It seems big because your mind and your feelings have convinced you that it's big. It seems big because you have already determined that what you're going through is too much for you to handle.
What we're doing and we enjoy. What we're doing and passion energizes. As a person of passion always stands. I realize that I believe God spoke the word about being even more careful than ever about complaining. And I don't consider myself to be a big complainer. Now I used to be that God just kept chipping away at it and chipping away at it and chipping away at it, and every time I started to get maybe a little bit loose and murmuring a little bit more.
We got Instagram and shit. Most folks don't tell you to your face. They go online. They post about it like cowards. And last thing, make sure you do you. Stay hard.
What brings me joy and happiness is knowing how beautiful the mind is. And I'm one of the few people that didn't read about it, didn't experience it through some drug. I got to experience the beauty of true willpower. True, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, and I will succeed.
Not just the things they were responsible for, but for every challenge and obstacle that impacted their mission. When something went wrong, they cast no blame. They made no excuses. They took ownership of the problem and fixed it. You can implement this attitude as well, not only in your job, but in your life. Let other people blame their parents, their boss, or the system. Let weaker people complain that the world isn't fair. You are the leader of your life. Take ownership of everything in it. So, be disciplined in all that you do. Don't subject yourself to the whims of motivation. Stay humble and be willing to do what needs to be done. And take extreme ownership of your life and everything in it. Then, choose the hard path. The path of responsibility, hard work, and sacrifice.
Chains breaking God doesn't really do. That stuff, or he does it for other people, or not for you, it can deteriorate your faith before you're like, oh, for sure now. Robbins, it's a fear, it's dread, it's definitely a form of some sort of anxiety that I'm feeling. Just take a minute for a second and ask yourself, this is the reluctance and resistance that you feel. Is it just a sign that you prefer to be home? Not because home feels safe, but because you just like being home by yourself better.
Just me talking about that gives me a feeling I know what I did. And I don't need to travel somewhere or to have this or have that. I have it all here in my mind. The beauty is remembering this young, dumb, what people call nigger, is now where I'm at today. And that is, when you finally get to that point for me, it's forever lasting peace. I don't have to do anything. I could die right now on this show and I'll be happy, man. So that's my happiness, is my reflection on the suffering of my journey, knowing I never quit, nor was I guided by anybody on this earth. I was guided by something much more powerful, and I listened, and I chose the path of most resistance. Talent not required. I'm pulling up a lot of the dark side of me.
The path of discipline, humility, and ownership that ultimately leads to freedom. If you follow these principles, then nothing in the world will stop you. I'm Jocko Willink, host of the Jocko Podcast and author of Extreme Ownership for Prager University.
I mean, it's obvious when anyone starts to implement discipline in their lives that their lives get better.
So basically, for me, I talk a lot to people about being better. So once again, it's about the accountability thing. So every morning I wake up, trust me, I don't want to do all this. Like right now, my schedule changes all the time. My schedule today for the last several months has been this. I run at least 100 miles a week. So basically, I wake up, I do what I said, I don't check anything. I get up, clothes on, bed made, out of the house.
Shame on you. You don't have enough strength within your mindset and in your heart and in your soul to know that most success stories always have a humble beginning.